All right, Gabe, what's up, man? All right, let's talk a little bit about this last game against Central. And I definitely want to give you some props here in this game because I felt like, excuse me, all my major coaching points you took, and you took well. And I felt like you played your butt off in this. But what I'm going to show you here are a couple things we can work on to try to make this go and this result a little bit better in the future, okay? So let's start by looking at this first one. So main note I tried to give you here was I really wanted you to stay as high up as you could on the field. And one of the reasons why we want to stay high up is because it affects their team and their defense. But either way, we get this ball here. Caden plays you a nice little ball in, but I actually wish this ball was from him was better. You should be laying this out right to your feet so you can drive straight on the goal. But either way, here you go out here. Good hustle, winning the ball. But it's this moment right here where I want you to remember, anytime you get this ball, the defense is going to react to you. So what you're doing here, you're coming in, you're slowing, you're looking for a cross, you're looking for something because you got two guys there. I get that. But you also know you got space here. What I really want you to do is to be as aggressive as you can. In these moments where you got space in front of you, I want this. I don't want a touch here, okay? I want this touch, okay? Again, I want you to test these guys for pace, okay? And it'll be tough. They might cut you off. They might foul you, but that's kind of what we want. If you cut across the defender's path, their only option is intercept you and foul you from behind, right? Or foul you from the side. It just gives you a lot more authority on that field with what you do. Okay, we don't want to avoid the defenders, okay, and then try to find the cross. We want to, how do I best say this? We want to challenge them for that space. And that's one thing I think you need to start doing more. I think you used to do this a lot more when you were younger. And now that we've tried to focus on passing the ball and working the ball around, you've done a great job of looking for crosses and stuff. But I really want you to get back to this idea of you are a more dangerous winger when you make those touches into attacking spaces, but also towards the goal. All right? And then you got to turn around and cross it. That's totally fine. But if you drive this towards the goal, he's probably going to foul you from behind, right? Or you'll be able to cut inside on that number 9 and go to the back post and shoot. Like there's this little alleyway I feel like I remember you doing in the past. You kind of cut through here and then rip your shot. All right? So don't take that away from your game because that's going to make them be way more defensive and more concerned with you because they can't just let you dribble out of bounds. All right, let's talk about this one. All right, so here, you found a good position, all right? And this is what I want to stress is you found a great position behind their defender. This right here, I think I told you, he's technically an outside mid. He's the right side midfielder. But you basically alone made him function like a right back because when he's up here, he gives you all this space, right? Reed finds you here. And so he has to track back and guard you. And he has to do that pretty much the whole game because you're staying so high and causing him problems down this flank. All right, so here you are, you get the ball, you drive here, but look at that space. Look at that space you still got. Now, either way, I love this ball. And again, this is what I talk about with my forwards. If you are off their back shoulders like Caden is here, we just have so many more options. A slightly better ball from you here would have put Caden in, and I think maybe Jaden might have gotten there if that was him. But either way, you put him a little bit too far down the field. We got those big old boxes. Okay, what you want to do is you want to imagine just a lines here, right? His line this way and your line this way. You want that ball intersecting him in that space, okay? But playing it out here, you're kind of making it harder for him to run onto it, and that gives the keeper time to come out and get it. So you really want to play that ball just slightly in front of him so he can run onto it, and I think that would have got us a goal there too. But either way, nice little play, nice turn from you, way to get that ball, and we're getting looks. And this is what I want to stress about this frustrating with this game is we had looks, we had chances to score. Just they did and we didn't, and we'll look at that again more in a second. Now, right here, remember I said staying high, right? Let's watch how you change the game here. This right here, believe it or not, this small little move from you to come back to the ball actually causes us problems because now this number 11 changes from a right back to a right mid, and he's going to step ever so slightly this direction, okay? So watch here. See you step in. See how he comes in? Yes? He doesn't have to watch behind him because you're not behind him anymore. He can step in. So when the ball comes to Josh, look who's intercepting him. Look who's stepped up into the space he has. Now, granted, Josh needs a better touch. Josh needs to play a better ball there. He understands. We talked about that. But either way, this defender now all of a sudden, number 11, is able to come into the space because you're dragging him there with your motion, your movement. We want to pull him. Again, this is only when they do a flat back 4 like we saw. They have 2 center backs and then the outside back. And here you are, Gabe, matched up on this guy. Again, if you're high, it pulls him high. But if you come low, he comes down low, and then he interferes with Josh over here, and it causes problems. So that's why I like for you, Jaden, and Miles to stay high, to really drag their back four and give us a better advantage down the field because they got 4 defenders against our 3 forwards. But either way, that leads to a goal. That was unfortunate. But through this game, you just look at you staying high. Look at this, man. Like coaching point wise, like we're doing the things that I want offensively. Look at all that space you have. Number 11 is not even close. He's hoping to sneak up and get a goal. Okay. But the problem is you're here, and Caden doesn't make this pass. But look at that, man. We hit you at least 4 or 5 times in that back post in all that space, and I don't think we scored from a single one of them, which was a shame. Let's come over here to this one. Again, look at that number 11. He's supposed to be on you. He's not. Okay, here comes the ball. Caden finally makes the pass to you. Here's where I'm expecting us to get back into this game, in this moment right here. But when we talk about being aggressive with the ball, this is what I'm talking about. This ball comes to you here, right? And aggressive towards goal. This ball should be touched towards the goal so you can score. I know it's behind you. Okay? Now, normally, you do some kind of cool Cruyff turn towards this goal and bury it in that corner, right? But we're not as confident in left foot. We're not really vibing with the attack right now. You just haven't quite had the same kind of aggressive finishing to you. So we go backwards. The ball's high. It bounces high. And now we're going away from goal. You try a cool little sombrero, but again, they're crowding you now. It's too late. We got to get you to understand that you touch this ball over your shoulder, even just like this flick, this direction. Do a little sombrero this way. If you sombrero this way, you're scoring that goal because, again, that outside mid is supposed to be guarding you. His coach would probably be shouting at him right now because he's giving you so much space in that back post. We had these opportunities, and we didn't finish. But every single time, where is he? This was a matchup of superstars, and I want you to understand that in this matchup of superstars, their superstar won. This guy right here, Reese, he ate our defenders for lunch, made the passes, made the plays, scored the goals. He scored 4 or 5 goals, had 1 or 2 assists. This was a battle of superstars. He came through in those moments, and you were in all the right places. It just didn't quite happen, and that's just a matter of I don't know, confidence a little bit. Okay, understanding the situation we're in and those confident touches. That's not a confident touch going backwards. Okay, and our body's kind of in a bad shape there. All right, but regardless, we're going the wrong way. We want confident touches towards the goal. One simple thing would change the way we play this game. Now let's look right here. I don't know why it's saying that's you down there, but here, look how you stay high in this space. Remember, I told you get so many opportunities in this space, and sure enough, here you are. Kintu gets the ball and puts it down the field, and now here we have you against them. Now, again, we were hoping this ball had a little bit of backspin, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think you win this. But I do like that you're here and you're being aggressive. Just don't be so placid. When the ball's up in the air like this, okay, don't hang back waiting for his touchdown. Get a body on him. Physically push him out the way so that his touch becomes your touch, okay? If you wait, these guys are so good. They dribble so well. They juggle so well. He'll just touch this ball away from you, which is what he does, and goes off on his own merry way, okay? You got to get physical with them, and I'll show you moments where you do that very well. Now, like I mentioned, you're going to have to do a good job staying high, but also on defense, you got to watch this outside mid. And here you do. You see he's making that run into that space because Josh is in trouble if he gets there. Okay? And so what do? You bust your butt back. Excellent hustle. And here's what I'm talking about. Being physical. Play him. You get your body between him and that ball. All right? And you're faster than this kid. And you take off down this line. Look at this. I love this. This is reminding me of Gabe. Now, I still don't see you flying like I'm used to seeing you fly. You're kind of letting him catch back up to you here. Okay? Because you had enough speed to catch him here, but then we're trying to get our head up and look. And so we're slowing down. Dude, you just need to hit this aggressively here. Okay? Aggressive speed around that corner. And he takes the ball away because he's getting a little bit more physical with you. That's unfortunate. That happens sometimes. No big deal. What I was really impressed with was your understanding of when you need to get back. That's a scary moment. Get back and help. And it gives us a chance of scoring a goal there. Okay? Just be faster. Be stronger in those moments. Okay, let's come over to this. Again, you're doing a great job staying high and wide and behind. And this is what I wanted all game. We play the ball to our center forward. Center forward drops it back to center mid, puts that ball into the space. Here we have this should be a goal. This should be the tying goal, 1-1, and we're back in this game with lots of confidence. Here it comes to you, and I like this. I like that look at this, your aggressive touch towards the goal. The keeper makes a nice little play coming out. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what you want to do. When this ball's in the air, you don't want to let it bounce. Bouncing balls are a problem. okay? Because bouncing balls give the keeper and defenders time to catch up. You want to catch this ball here. Right when that ball touches the ground, you're sticking your foot out and putting your foot on it or touching it into that space, and then you score. If you let that ball bounce, just like defenders, it's going to allow, like our defenders aren't allowed to let the ball off a goalie punt bounce because when it bounces, it gives the attackers time to recover it. When you let that ball bounce in front of you here, it's going to give the defenders time to catch back up to you. So you want to get a toe on that just right there. Okay? Get something on it, touch it away from the keeper, and then you're scoring. But either way, in this moment, you went for the jump kick. Here's how, if we're playing GSA, they're forward. SSA, they're forward. If we're playing Central, if Central's making this move, here's where they score and why you don't. It's this right here. It's the jump kick. Because when you jump kick this ball to the side, you got to get all the way around. It gives them time to get back. Here's what they would do in this moment. Right here, they're going to run this way and take this ball with their chest and force the keeper to foul them. By jumping to avoid contact, right, you basically give the keeper the inside track to that ball and you go this way instead of jumping and chesting this ball into that space and finishing. Okay? Again, this could have been a second goal for us here because we're getting looks. Like, we were more in this game than people realize. We had a couple of little dumb build-out mistakes, but we were here in this moment. We just didn't finish. Like I said, battle of superstars, right? Like, whenever I play in a soccer game against a team, I know I'm my team's superstar. If I'm not producing and their superstar it's going to hurt. Like, we lost 11-4 last night because their young superstar was doing better than I was in that game. Like, sometimes we have good games, sometimes we don't. But you just got to understand, when you see a fellow superstar on that field, just like you got to make sure you're coming through. Now, look at this. Again, so smart. You're so well, you're such a good coachable player because you understand he's a threat. I'm going to follow him down here, and you stick to him and look, make him make a big poor kick, and this gets us the ball back, which again I think leads to another chance for you down the field because then Reed can play this ball back to you, all right? And now we're out and you're behind him, okay? So excellent job, way to cover. Now right here again we're gonna see lots of look. Again, you're doing a great job. Look, staying high, and look how the center back, he's scared of Jaden, so he steps up, and look at this lazy midfielder. And again, you've got nothing but space. All right, let's watch what happens when this ball comes in. Here comes the ball, and guess what you let it do right here? You let it bounce, and you try to jump and kick, and you got nothing and can't do nothing. It's just unfortunate. So here's what you do in this situation. You try to get this ball right before it bounces, okay? And if you don't and it bounces again, all right, we either take this ball with our chest or we let the ball go this way and we try to run around and finish, okay? But by jumping, leaving our feet, and touching the ball up high with our feet doesn't make any sense. We want to get this ball on the ground as quickly as you can. So let gravity do the work. Let gravity bring the ball back down, then get a foot on it. Okay? Or if it's up high, we're going to use our chest. Okay? Because the keeper won't be expecting that. But either way, you take this with your chest. Maybe there's a chance, right? But we just don't get our foot on top of the ball. And by then it's too late and it goes right to the keeper. But this is the look I wanted all game. We've already had 3 or 4 of them. Just haven't finished. Now over here, again, I like this. You're coming back, helping defend. And look at this. Look how you are. The ball's bouncing. And rather than playing the ball, you play him. You force him off the ball, and now it's yours. And now this is where, again, I'm saying aggressive dribbling. Look where you're dribbling. You're dribbling to the line. The difference between the top players is this touch right here. Okay? This touch right here. Where are you going with it? Where should we go with it? We should always take that touch to the goal. Because we suddenly become, this guy now has to challenge you if you're dribbling at the goal, okay? And that will make Jaden more open. That will give you more space down the wing. But by touching it this way down the wing, let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. Can I erase this? Okay. By dribbling, they're taking your first touch down the wing here, okay, like this, you enable him to close the door on you, okay? Or he can just sit back here and poach Jaden, which is what he does. So you're not giving yourself good options because you're trying to dribble at that line. We don't dribble the line, we dribble at the goal. And that's what we need to do a better job. Even better yet, dribble at the defender. Dribble at the defender, dribble at the goal. Find a more aggressive touch here. Because now you're trying to play this ball to Jay, and he tries a 1-2. But even if you do a 1-2 there, I mean, you're going to the corner flag at this point. Look where that's going. You get that ball back, what are you going to do with it? All right, so nothing's really working there. And that's why you and Jaden with your 1-2s aren't really being successful anymore. It's because you're not taking aggressive goal directional touches. Okay, one small little detail that will change the game for us. I promise. Okay, continuing here. Again, you're getting high. I love it. See? Get high. He's being lazy. Their outside back's being lazy. You're getting high. Here comes the ball. And again, here you want to go for his body. Okay? But instead you go for the ball. So he gets his foot on it. And now we're wider. But still, I like this. Look, you're being fast. You're being aggressive. You win this ball. And now you use your speed. Yes, look at that. Aggressive touch towards the goal. He's either going to have to foul you, okay? Or you're past him. What you do, you get past him. Now, as we zoom in, look, he wants to foul you there. He doesn't take it. You get past, and now we try to find Miles in the back post. We try to find Jaden. You need to be looking in two places in this moment. You know that keeper's near post. It's going to be really hard to play it straight across to the back post. So you definitely want to look for the cutback. You look for the cutback early, or you look for the cutback late. Miles was looking for that ball across the box. Again, you can make that play across the box, but it's harder. So I actually like the play you made. You just got to make some eye contact with Miles here. You need that eye contact so he knows where you're looking. He knows where to play it. And again, if you cut this back to Jaden, that's probably a goal. But either way, it's a good ball from you. Great move from you. Just you and Miles just need some more time, all right, playing together. Because we used to have that connection, but right now we're missing it. All right, so we just need some more. That's why I'm doing so many 3v2s and 5v3s around the box at practice, because we just need to get that connection going again. Okay? Still, great play overall. Getting high, being physical, aggressive touches to the goal, make the defender make a decision, and now we find the slot back and just missed. Okay, that happens though. Great play. Now again, getting high, being aggressive. Getting high, getting physical. Dude, you ate this guy's lunch all day. But look, at this moment right here, you got space. This defender, I promise you, they do their homework. He knows you love to do 1-2s. He knows it. He's ready for it. And if you make an aggressive touch towards him, he's got to come at you. All right, which means you can lay it off to Jaden, or then you can touch it into space and go. But you have to engage that defender. Always think, engage the defender, touch towards the goal, and instead we pass it right to him, and we lose another opportunity. Okay? Now, this I like. Look at this. This is just good forward play. Here you are opening up, pointing for the ball. And because you opened up here, it drags the defender wide. And now you come off of his back shoulder. Okay, now the ball here comes just a tad. I don't know if you can see it. You're just offside there. This gets called back for offside. But look how when you're playing off his back shoulder, the opportunities it gives. Boom, physical. Boom, aggressive touch. You don't even dribble here. You just take an aggressive touch. We've worked on this shot, right? Left foot, back post. Here's why I want the laces. Left foot, back post. Because that shot right there has to be parried. And it has to be parried in front of the goal, which it is, which enables Miles and Jaden to score. Unfortunately, this was ruled offside. But that's why we take aggressive touches at the goal. That's why we practice our left foot low to the far post for giving those opportunities. So again, you're showing great coachable play. All right, this is what I want to see. Don't run into the line, run at the goal. Run into that, be aggressive, run into that space, find the goal. We want to be as directional towards that goal as we can. Okay, let me see. Here you are. Again, ooh, I like this. You're covering on the outside back. Once you realize we're trying to switch this ball, here you go stepping. But remember, we talk about outside contain. Okay, so right here, you see Mason and Mavi are trying to come over here and cover in the middle. You really want to cut that off, and instead you get a little bit beat. He just gets that past you. So remember, set that edge, just like in football. Outside linebacker, set that edge, or cornerback, whatever you want to be there. Set that edge and force him inside. Okay, because if he makes that pass here, maybe Mavi gets it and cuts it off. Either way, they get around to this guy, and then he gets down the field, and they get a decent look on this one. Right here, see? Now he's got around Josh, and now they got numbers. But either way, you're making the right aggressive step. Just got to make sure you cut that off wide. Assume that he's going to pass this around you, force him inside. Okay, just a couple more. So right here, all right, here comes Mason. Now this is where I'm going to get just kind of picky because, again, you're doing so much that's good. Mason, great work, gets you the ball through the defender. Here we are, boom. This should lead to in old days, this leads to a goal. But right now, we're not dribbling aggressively anymore. What do I mean by that? Look how far this kid is away from you. And we're making this pass early. Okay, what you want to do is you want to draw him to you. Draw the defender, then you release, then Jaden plays you in. Okay, but because we're playing it early, you're enabling the defender who's backed off you to make a play on this ball. Oh, that's not even what happens here. Oh my goodness, what am I talking about? Anyways, that's what I see. Be aggressive, attack this guy, which I think you actually do here. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, anyways, always attack that defender. And you see how you enable him by letting him force you to this line, you kind of corral yourself a little bit, all right? Because you're instead of going at him and making him set his feet, you turn early, and that enables him to turn and run with you. What we want to do is keep running at him. Don't turn early. Just run directly at him so he has to stand flat-footed. And then you slide, and then you go. But you got to make him set his feet, and you want to be even with him because then it's a matter of speed. Okay? You're trying to make a move on him, and he's got a 5-yard head start on you. But either way, look at this. Look how many defenders follow you down here. We got 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth one right there. There's 4 defenders, right? We got 2 people on the back post. If you had done anything, even if you cut down this line, if you'd done anything to get this ball across a little earlier, we might have been in business. Okay, but either way, just look at that. And always understand that when you do dribble and you make those touches, aggressive touches, they all respond. And that gives us good looks on the back post. Let's see here. Again, look. You draw not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 defenders. And we're dancing with it, right? Dancing with them draws it in. But now, boom, is where we cross it. And we try, you just didn't get it off fast enough. Okay? Or better yet, we stop here, we drop it back to our left back. I haven't seen you do much of this in a while. Drop it to our left back, who then crosses it into the back post, and we get our goals. So if you want to dance down here, you try and get the cross off, what you do, but don't forget you can drop it. Drop it, we get the cross in, back post, should be a goal. We did that all in the first half to you over and over again, but we weren't quite finding Miles the same way in the back post. Look at that. We have 3 guys on 1 back there. Again, opportunities missed. All right, but let's look right here. Here you are staying high. Mason is great getting you the ball, but let's look. Again, aggressive dribbling right here. Not a bad ball to play Jay here, right? Or to try for that cross. However, I just want to stress, if you're scanning around you, you should know you got space behind you, dude. Turn this and drive. Turn this sucker. Look at that. Oh, that space. Turn this and burn, right? Then the pass becomes easier. But either way, I wasn't mad at all with this ball. I felt like Jaden should have done better with this because I'm not sure what. Oh, it's behind him. Ever so slightly behind him. And that enables the guy to come back up. But we had numbers there and had a good opportunity. So what I'd say is just a little bit more time at practice, working on those combinations and aggressive dribbling, all right, and really attacking the defenders and attacking the goal. If we attack the defenders at an angle, okay, we attack the goal. If we make this dribble, okay, instead of that dribble to the line, it's going to change the game for us, okay? So that's what I really want you to work on. I hope that helps, buddy. And like I said, I'm super proud of you. I think you did a great job. You worked super hard. We had chances. We just didn't finish them. Superstar versus superstar. What's his name? Reese did really good this game, right? And you'll have your chance again to kind of show everyone what you can do out there, all right, bud? But great job doing all the right things, just small technical things to fix, and everything will start opening up more for you, okay? All right, good job, bud. See ya.